Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Psyche Libertina, and today we are gonna look at which aspect of your life will start to get better or is getting better. So as you can see here, I have here three versions of the Magician card from three different decks. If you haven't seen the first video, basically this is part 2 of a 22 video series that I'm creating for you, where we're gonna look at each of the major arcana cards from the traditional Rider-Waite tarot and relate it to certain aspects or certain portions of your life. So video 1 or part 1, which covers the full card, will talk about whatever is beginning for you. I will link the video down below on the description box if you haven't seen it. But for this particular video, we're gonna look at certain aspects of your life. If you have any issues that's been bothering you, we're gonna look at what will be better or how will it be fixed, what's happening, what's going to change about it, how basically is it going to be you know better than what it was. So if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new to pick a pile, then basically I have here three piles for you to choose from. Could be the design, the color, whichever resonates with you. Please feel free to pause the video if you like. So for pile number 1, we have here Synesthesia tarot. This is the design. Synesthesia in the back. And for pile number 2, we have here the 5 cent tarot design and the back. And for pile number 3, we have here Linestrider tarot. Here's the design and the back. So once you've chosen, head over down to the timestamps to see the clickable link of the pile that you've chosen, and yeah, I will see you there. Hey there, pal number 1. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose etong Synesthesia tarot natin, so then this is gonna be your reading regarding which aspect of your life will get better. So as usual, I have here your pre-shuffled oracle cards just to check the energy of your situation, just to check your energy. If you're not able to resonate with this one, then most likely this isn't your pile. Please feel free to choose other piles. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. And similarly, if you don't have, or if you're not able to resonate with any of the energies of the three piles, then most likely there isn't any message for you on this reading. So for your first card, we have, sorry about the noise, arrow, focus. I apologize for the glare. Let's put it here na lang. There. And then you have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo in reverse. You have a stillness in reverse. You have commit to happiness. You have the 11th house, I connect. This is the house of friendships, groups, and social activities where we are involved. It covers teams, friends, groups, society, technology, projects, and social media, as well as originality, eccentricity, social justice, rebellion, and humanitarianism, I connect. And you have North Node in reverse, destined to have. So that's basically the South Node. Okay. Let me look at this for a moment. A lot of your cards, pile number 1, talk about the sense of belongingness with you are good enough here, and then North Node here, I connect here, and commit to happiness. It talks about your sense or your lack thereof of the feeling of belonging into, you know, a certain group, either with your friends or your family. You could be in a situation where you feel that you don't belong with them, or that you're different, and probably you could have heard it na parang some people think that you're weird, or you're eccentric, or you're different, or you're just, you know, parang they can't really get your vibe, or they can't jam with you. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, bring you unrest with stillness here in reverse. You see the 11th house I connect here, apart from the messages that's already been, you know, that I've read earlier. This talks about our relationships, you know, us wanting to connect with other people, basically our social relationships. And this being the house of Aquarius, um and with Virgo being here, I think na parang you as a person, you're very focused on yourself, you know. You have this desire right now. You have this desire to be seen as someone who people can connect with. But the thing is, with Virgo here being in reverse, I think that of course, let's talk about that energy first, because Virgo, diba, they're very practical. They're this energy of just really just going for whatever they want, like expressing themselves in a certain constructive way that only Virgo people can do. Now, for you in particular, especially with you having this 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius, um, the 11th house talks about, you know, our plans being unconventional, um you know, us going for things that we particularly like, but the possibility of you holding back as well, because, you know, you're letting society impose something on you, and that changes everything. That changes the whole dynamic of how you feel about yourself, of what you think about yourself. With the North Node being here in reverse, I think that you're slowly forgoing, or you're overcompensating, you know, whatever it is that you feel you want for yourself, whatever it is that you want to do or go or be with, because you want to belong um in your closer community. Let's say your friends, you could have friends who have a different, like, vibe than you, who prefer different things than you. You could have a family who's, let's say, everyone is just with you know, everyone just took um I don't know, like, medical courses, and then here you are, you want to take art. So that sets you up in, parang that paints a picture where you're sort of like different, when really you're not. You just have you know, you just have your own preference. And if you look at this card, commit to happiness, you can see that this being here, her being majestic, her, like, basically kissing all of the wonderful things, you know, she can probably poop rainbows, and no one would bother. It's as if she's drifting, you know, she's drifting away from what she is. She's shedding off her wonderful skin just to belong to these creatures who are walking on land, without appreciating the fact that she is basically everything. She's probably Mother Nature for all we know. These on this card, and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting right now. And with 4 and 3 as the numbers there, number 7 talks about it can talk about, you know, the seeds that we plant, the initial, you know, the initial work that we do for ourselves. So it could be that right now you're trying to just find your footing on whatever it is that you're doing, or whoever it is that you are with right now. Na parang, I don't know if I'm gonna relate this to something. Let's say you're an eagle, you're a bird, you know, you fly alone. You're just basically, people are probably afraid of you, or other animals are probably afraid of you. But for some reason, instead of enjoying yourself as an eagle, as a majestic predator, as, you know, the king of the skies, or whatever they call it, you want to be the same as the horses, who just, you know, run in the fields and are loved by men, and are even, you know, taken as pets, or I don't know if pet is the word, but, you know, men are very involved with horses. Um, without seeing na you get to go to other places, you get to fly and just be where you want to be at the moment that you want to be, because you have that ability to just fly and roam around. So I think that that's where your unrest or your subconscious is coming from. And with the arrow here, focus and stillness, looking at this card, you are good enough in reverse. I think that your focus right now is wanting to belong. Let's say you have a group of friends, or there's like this box. There's this box, and you're a circle. Instead of widening your horizon, which is the energy of the 11th house, it's about looking for bigger options, expanding your horizons, expanding your options. Instead of you trying to find which perfect box you're going to fit in, you're forcing yourself to fit in this small box because that's where everybody is. And that's the energy that I'm getting from the North Node here being in reverse. And you are good enough being in reverse. I think that pile number one of your biggest struggles in life is that you don't appreciate yourself enough to realize that you have your own unique gifts, which, if those gifts set you apart from other people, it also brings you closer to that group or to that set of people who have the same gift as you. Other people could have said that you're weird, you're difficult, they don't get your jam, like I said. But um I think that the cards are really just calling you out that why do you want to be like everybody else? Pile number one, when there's so much more that's waiting for you. There's so much more that's waiting for you. And do you really want that stress? Do you really want to be hanging out with people, or with your friends, or with your family, or probably with a boyfriend if you're in a relationship, or with a girlfriend who doesn't appreciate you for what you can bring to the table? So I think that is the main concern that's bothering you right now. And more often than not, the concerns that bother us until we sleep, or even in our waking hours, those are the things that we cannot solve with money. Because the tangible things, if you're hungry, you can just eat for as long as you have money. But these things that bother you from the inside, it eats you into your core, that's something that's very difficult to deal with. So I'm very happy that you're here watching this pile number one. And so let's look at your tarot. Let's look at your tarot and see, what, I want to keep both of these. Let's look at your tarot and see how. Sorry, guys. My camera died. So, I have here for your tarot the Moon in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. So basically, we're asking spirit which specific aspect of your social life is getting better, and how is it gonna get better. So with these three cards, I think that, yeah, something is coming to light. You'll find out something. It could be about a relationship that you have, with the Four of Wands being here. Like I said, it could be your husband, or whoever you're with. But it's someone that's very, very close to you. And with the Eight of Cups, it's sort of like, um well, the reverse of being withdrawn. So you finding that, probably that energy to come forward with whatever it is that you want to tell them. So spirit, what else is changing for or is getting better for pile number one, please? Here I have here the Two of Pentacles and Justice in reverse. All right, back of the deck, you have the Three of Swords. Okay, you see that just fine. Yeah. So, pile number one. I think that what's getting better for you is you trying to step out, or you finally gathering the strength to get out of your, of your not your comfort zone, definitely. You getting out of sort of this sort of prison that you've built for yourself. As you can see here, may mga triangles. And I know I did say that, but you're trying to fit yourself in this shape when you're a circle or something. So, and it's followed by a circle. So, I think that right now, first, let's talk about your underlying energy. And this is a very particular energy for most of you, but if it doesn't resonate, then leave it. I think that pile number one, this could be very well a relationship about someone who you are with. I did not intend it to be a love reading, but with the energy here, I think that this is in particular a love reading for most. Or if not a love reading, then someone who's very, very close to you guys. Someone who is very someone who feels familiar. You have there the wings again, which per my example earlier, it's about flying and you not wanting to fly and just being stuck on the ground. So I think that this could be someone who you are with, who you are in a relationship with. It could be your husband, your partner, whoever that person that's close to you is. And this person has been someone who's just robbing you of the happiness that you deserve, and you know this. Pile number one. What's sad about your energy is that you know that they're the ones who's restricting you to be happy, and yet you're forcing to stay in this relationship. And I think that that's something that you're slowly realizing here right now. Pile number one, with the Moon card being in reverse and the Two of Pentacles being upright, with the Justice being in reverse, I think that you're trying to balance out. You're still that person who wants to like think things through, and I think that with Two of Pentacles here and the Justice card being in reverse, I think that while you're scared of making the decision outright, of stepping out of this and just walking away, because some people, they really do that, they just walk away from situations. I think that for you in particular, you'd still like to fix it. You'd still like to fix this relationship with this person. However, I think that the moment that you decide to fix it, it's going to be on your terms now. And that's something that's getting better for you. You finding the strength to demand and ask for what you want and what you deserve. Now, let's ask how this is going to happen, because clearly, at least for this one, you just going for how you want things to be, and you being honest about your own pains, those things that bring you down, with the arrows being here, and arrow being here, focusing on the Moon in reverse, on that thing that's been haunting you for such a long time, na ayaw ninyong sabihin dun sa whoever your partner is. Let's ask Spirit. Spirit, how is this going to change for pile number one? What's gonna happen? Is it gonna be confrontational? Are they gonna catch something? Are they gonna learn something? Three of Wands and Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, with the Knight of Pentacles here and the Three of Wands, you could literally be moving, as in like moving away from the person. You could be leaving them. Let's say if you're living together, you could move away from them and just really tell them that you're not happy, or you could probably not tell them. But this is going to be a slow progress, but it's going to be something that's very stable for you. Pile number one. Spirit, how is this going to turn out? How is it gonna happen for pile? The Hermit, see? You coming out of your withdrawal and just really focusing on what makes you happy. What makes you happy? You have here the Sun. Such positive energy. How is this gonna happen for pile number one, please, Spirit? High Priestess. Your cards ending and starting with the Moon, and you did have a Moon card earlier. Underneath, you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so right now, you have an energy where you're still focused, where you're still not focused on yourself, where you're still trying to appease and make other people happy. The thing is, they are happy. You're the only one who's feeling miserable. With a lot of green here, you did have here this Gemini card. See? A lot of green, and this Moon as well. I think that, you're really just getting into that energy where you are telling people that it's either accept me for what I am or bust off. So let's talk about your cards. I did say kanina that you're already having this realization that your relationship isn't really working out for you, and you're just ready to let not just energy, but let that emotion, let that feeling, let all your thoughts out of the bag, and just tell this person that it's really not working. Whatever they are setting as an expectation for you isn't really working out for you at all. And right now, I think that while you're not going to decide to just leave them, or get out of their face, or just really, you know, move on from it. I think that I think that for you in particular, pile number one, you're going to really demand what you deserve from this person who has been breaking your heart, not because they're cheating or anything, but because they have a lot of expectations from you na hindi na ninyo maabot, and that's really like a sad place to be in. Now, how is this going to happen for you? There will be a moment where you will be given probably like a chance to travel or a chance to be away from this person. With the Knight of Pentacles here and the Three of Wands, this could be something that has to do with work or something that has to do with a venture that you're working on. Doesn't really have to be, but that's just a very particular energy and how this is going to start for you, start getting better. With your cards being centered on just getting out of isolation but focusing on yourself. You could be isolated, you could feel isolated with other people. Okay, and I think that that's the very evident energy that you have right now. You're with some what's that saying na parang um you're not alone but you feel lonely. Yon, that's the energy that you have with this person, and right now you're already focusing on what home feels like for you. If home is where your heart is, then definitely it has to be with someone. It has to be with someone or people who will make you feel warm inside, warm and fuzzy, not like cold out in the dark. And if, as you can see, you have here three, you have here like three, you have your five, like basically half of your deck or major arcana card. So this is going to be a very, very major change for you. And I think that this has been something that's dragging you for so long. It could be that you lost people, you lost friends, you lost some family members because you were trying to stay with this person. You were trying to change yourself to adapt to what they want. And with the Sun card being here, clarifying this Two of Pentacles, I think that you will, this step that you will take to force it on them that it's really just not working, this isn't what I want. It's really going to give you this happiness that you've been searching for such a long time. I know I did say kanina na parang this person is just pissing rainbows and just very, very bright. So this is the happiness that you will have, not by adjusting to this person's every whim, but just really realizing how wonderful of a being you are. With the High Priestess here upright, I think that you're going to, apart from just realizing what you want, you're going to have the courage to just really make this decision, even if you don't know what you're going to do. And the universe has got your back. Pile number one. That I am very, very sure. This decision that you have of leaving this energy that doesn't work for you, I know that right now you don't know where to start, but you will be given the opportunity to get out of that situation. And you will know it the moment that it comes. You have here two pillars, you see? You have here two straight pillars versus four pillars here, which are like crooked. See? So if you have four here, so that makes two for you and then two for the other person. Maybe all you need is yourself. No, not maybe. All you need is yourself right here. And with the Nine of Pentacles being here in reverse, what's underneath that? What card is this? Ace of Wands in reverse. See? It's like you're burning the wand and you're throwing it out. You're just squashing it. Just, the image, parang pinipi mo na lang siya, binaon mo na siya sa lupa. So, really, with this underlying energy, I think that you'll be given the chance to focus on what makes you happy, to focus on yourself. But the only thing that you have to do is at least take that first step. Take that first step to know what you want in your life and, what you really want to happen. So let's ask Spirit now. Now that we know what's gonna happen, how is it gonna happen, what's gonna happen after. Now, if you decide, pile number one, if you decide to just really take that step to get whatever it is that you feel you deserve or what you deserve, being guided by the spirits here and being given the doorway, to get out of the situation. Let's say, kunwari, parang nakakulong ka sa bahay and you don't know why, you don't know how you're gonna get away from this person kasi you don't have a job or whatsoever. There will be something that will come for you. Pile number one, there will be an opportunity that will come for you, that will open the door for you to get out of this very, not messy, but very sad, stressful, restless, relationship. So if pile number one decides to really take this gift of being able to make their lives better by getting away from this situation, what's gonna happen? Okay, so we have one, we have two, three. Now one more spirit. One more spirit. What's gonna happen? Okay, four. So let's talk about this one. What's gonna happen for you? You have the Hanged Man in reverse. So again, sun right there, where your sacrifices will bear fruit. You have the King of Swords upright. You have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And you have Strength in reverse. So if you decide to stay away or to really take your power from this situation, pile number one, this heartbreak, this Strength in reverse falling right here in between Justice in reverse and heartbreak, this will no longer have the power to hold you down. I think kasi pile number one of the things which is causing you to not move as fast and not realize this, you should have realized this like long ago, the moment that you felt that you were being treated like crap. I think kasi na parang you're afraid of experiencing another heartbreak if you move away from this. You're so scared that you will not be loved and you will not be accepted for whatever it is that you are. You're very opinionated. That I will give you. You're very opinionated. Sometimes, people will think that you're obnoxious because you have a mind you have a strong mind which you speak. Now, I think that you trying to be with this person, you've sort of like mellowed that down. You sort of like put it in the back burner, probably like put that version of yourself in a drawer where you just parang alam mo yun, you're just going with the flow, which isn't really the way to live a life with someone, because partnerships, they're supposed to be something that works for the both of you, not just for one part of the relationship. And with the Hanged Man being here and the King of Swords, this you've been stuck in this situation for such a long time, and with the Hanged Man being here in reverse, you're going to get out of that situation where you wouldn't really feel na you won't feel that you're useless. Sorry. Because I think that with the Hanged Man being here, if this was upright, I would understand why you continue to be scared, because you'll feel that the sacrifice wouldn't be worth it. But with it being here in reverse, followed by the King of Swords, this is literally you just telling yourself, screw it, I don't want this anymore. Whatever will happen, but I'm going to get out of this situation. With the King of Swords being here, the King of Swords embodies the energy of someone who knows what they want, who is very within their mind, who is very logical in approaching certain situations. It's not in reverse. This one. Pile number one. So it means that whatever calculations, whatever plans you have in your mind, you will get there. Just don't think of all of the efforts that you've put in this relationship, because you could probably think na, we've been together for how many years? For 75,000 years or 7 years or whatsoever. Parang sayang naman the relationship. Even if you're being treated na, not really treated na parang, I mean, if he's like hurting you physically, then please, please get out of the relationship, whatever he's giving you. But let's say he's not physically hurting you, but you feel every single day that you're made to feel useless, or you're made to feel less of the person that you are, be it that you're a man or a woman. forget that sacrifice that you made, because there's nothing that you can really do about it. This person will not change. You will be given the opportunity to get out, and if you don't take it, then you'll be stuck in this situation forever. And if you do take it, then just forget the sacrifices and just really, go for what you want. You will figure it out. With the Page of Pentacles being here in reverse, it's yet to manifest in you. But the first thing that you need to do for you to be able to turn this around would be for you to take this step first. Because if you don't take this first, then it's not going to affect these cards following. It's not going to give you the new chance at life that you want. It's not going to give you this newfound strength that you have, which isn't dependent on you having to fear being heartbroken again in the next, I don't know, in your next relationship. So just really, um, don't worry about whatever it is that you lost, and look forward to these things that you will have if you decide to really just get whatever is being given to you. This chance is being given to you by the universe for your life to be better, your situation to be better. So that's it, pile number one. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want me to check on anything, and do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Psyche Libertina, since I post random message readings over there. And yeah, I will see you on your next reading, pile number one. Bye. Hey there, pal number two. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose etong 5 cent tarot natin, this is gonna be your reading regarding what is getting better for you. So per usual, I have your pre-shuffled oracle cards just to check on yung energy ninyo, or your situation's energy. If you're not able to resonate with this one, then please feel free to check the other piles. If you're not able to resonate with any of the three piles, then most likely there isn't any message for you in this reading. But similarly, it's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. So yeah. So for your first oracle, we have here dictionary communication. You have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. You have nurture, number 4. You have security. You have house 9, spiritual growth in reverse. And Jupiter, expansion, gratitude, morality, enlightenment. Okay. So there's also a horse there on that image, as you can see there. Okay. So I think that one thing that's getting better. Okay. Let's talk about the problem first. Pile number 2. I think that one of the things that are weighing you down is your inclination, not just inclination actually, it's your responsibility to provide for other people. With Jupiter here and house 9 and that horse there, these are all Sagittarius energy. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, house 9 is the house of Sagittarius. And with it being in reverse, I think that right now you want to do something for yourself, but you are caught between this could be a financial reading, okay? So it could be that you want to put some certain investments of yourself to grow this business that you have, or to probably like travel or do something that is for yourself, but you're torn, you're sort of torn if you're going to spend that, if you're going to spend that for yourself or give it to those people who need it more than you do. I think with balance, spirituality, and practicality here with the full moon in Pisces, I think that you're living two lives where you want to be. There's this version of yourself who wants to be independent, who wants to focus on their dreams. You're a very driven person with a lot of fire energy here, and even with this book, it seems like parang there's a light there, with a lot of fire here. I think that for you in particular, pile number two, you're a very driven person. You're someone who wants to take care of the people around them. You're someone who just is waiting to take flight, someone who just really wants to go at their dreams. You're someone who values security, financial stability, on top of this, on it's actually one of the things that you consider to be very, very um very, I guess, important in your life. And that doesn't make you a bad person. Pile number two, I'm just really reading your cards now with dictionary and communication here. Of course, I think that for you, you focus more on what you can equate, or what you can quantify, what you can validate. And there's really nothing wrong with that, pile number two. But sometimes you have to give yourself some slack, siguro, kasi with Jupiter being here beside house 9 in reverse, I think na I think that for you, you're having trouble trying to justify it whenever you want to focus on yourself. Kasi you feel that that's unfair to the other people around you. Sagittarius energy, it's someone who's very, like, it's a lover of life. Now, you like to enjoy this comfort that you've already built for yourself and for your family. Now with house 9 being here in reverse, if this was upright, it's just, it's going to tell you to just look outside your comfort zone. But the fact that this is in reverse, I think that you are, you're being cautioned to not be too reliant on your comfort zone, because right now you've already established, you've probably amassed something which makes you financially stable, which makes you able to provide those that you love, which makes you a very a very able, literate, and just really a wise person for your age, probably. But I think that pile number two, one of the things that you're forgetting is, how do you make yourself not just financially stable, but how do you really find real happiness? Pile number two. Um, Nurturing isn't just about nurturing what you can see. Nurturing also requires us to look at the things that the eyes cannot see. See here? Nurturing requires us to look within, with the energy of Pisces here. Nurturing asks us to see things that are not just usual, not your usual, bonfire there. What are the art that what's the meaning of those art that's depicted on the stones there? I think that pile number two, one of your flaws as a person is to not pay mind when your body, or when your thoughts are telling you na, hey, you know what, I need a break. You're someone who's just very driven. This could be like really like a career reading. You're someone who's very driven, but you're someone who's also very tired, someone who's exhausted everything to get to where they are. And there's nothing wrong with that, pile number two. If anything, I admire you for all the efforts that you do for your work, to provide for the people that you love, to provide for yourself, to continuously expand your horizon. I mean, the inventors of our time, those people who made the change in the world, they're really those people who just really don't stop. And I remember, parang there was this video of Elon Musk where he said that he's gonna sleep in the factory. He doesn't really like sleep much. The amount of stress that he had to take just to make sure that his companies, pull through. That's very admirable, but you have to give yourself a break. Pile number two, and I can really feel your energy where you're just so tired. Now probably you haven't taken like a leave of any sort. Um since, you know, since you started this whole career journey. And I think that you not being able to take a pause is something, it's something that will hit you hard when the time comes. It's something that will fizzle out. It's something that will not no longer sustain you, and it's something that you cannot, you cannot trace back or reverse if and when that happens. um what else am I seeing here? um Actually, pile number two, there could be something else that's coming for you. Yeah, there could be something which involves communicating of some sort. It could be like publishing, or probably like being in a certain position where probably like a change group in a company where you're going to write and rewrite and change things. um and that will actually be some sort of break for you, because the universe sees the sacrifices that you've made, and the universe always puts balance into things. Now, we're gonna look at your tarot in a bit just to check which particular thing is changing. Is it, is it something about the career? But most likely this is something about your career or your business. But going back to what I was saying earlier, pile number two, um the problem here is that you're working so hard, you're working too hard, that you're not paying mind to your body asking you that it needs a break. It's okay to continuously expand, it's okay to continuously, keep on chasing your dreams. That's absolutely fine. But at a certain point, when you know that you've reached your limit, you're supposed to just, give yourself like, okay, like probably like a week off or a couple of days off. Okay, so we're gonna check your tarot now. Let's put this aside first. I think for some reason these are the cards that are speaking to me, these two. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna look at your tarot now and ask spirit, what particular aspect of your life, if ganyang you're very very tired, what particular aspect of your life is changing for the better? What is getting better? Okay, so spirit, what aspect of pile number two's life is getting better? You have here the Hierophant. See, I did say that, you'll be involved in something like communication, probably a change course or something. The Hierophant always, the Hierophant is an energy of learning something new. It's something that's very focused, something that's very logical, something that, you can um probably write a book about, something that talks about education. You have here the Seven of Needles or the Seven of Swords upright. This is something that's very different from what you usually know. Page of Matches or the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so this new thing that you're learning, or you will learn, or will be given to you as a chance to sort of like be able to provide, but at least have a more laid back situation. This is something that is, that's really just not your usual, with the Page of Matches being here. And I know that there's a lot of Sagittarius energy there, and Sagittarius is a fire energy after all. There are a lot of, there's a lot of unease on how you're going to do this, because it's something that you're not used to doing. It could be like, what's that called? I remember there was I had a colleague at work who said that, she had stress separation anxiety, where when things are, starting to get better, you sort of like look for the stress that your body's so used to having. So you have here the King of Matches upright. Yeah, so it's going to be something from that will, um be of a leadership role, something of change management, something that's very not laid back. It's something that's more defined. Yeah, defined as a job. Yeah, you have here the Five of Cups, something that's more um you could be okay, so this is a very particular energy, doesn't have to resonate with all of you, but for most of you, you could right now your job could be very involved in dealing with people, a lot of people, which is where most of your stress is coming from, not just, you know, taking care of your family, but taking care of a lot of things and a lot of very varying personalities. So let's talk about these cards first. What's the back? The Lovers card. Yeah, the Lovers card upright. Okay. So this could be a new job that's coming for you. It could be a new you could be moving somewhere. It's something that's going to be given to you, like, just, you know, also sudden. So let's talk about your cards first. What is changing for what is getting better for you, pile number 2? So first is with the Hierophant card being here, like I said earlier, you're going to be moving into something that you will still learn. It's not something that you're used to with the, which is why these two cards are here, Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands in reverse. It's not something that you're used to doing. It's something that you will have to learn. It's something that's a little less stressful than this job that you have right now, or than these things that you're dealing with the King of Matches being here. This could be like a promotion of some sort, something that will be very expansive, with the Jupiter energy being there as well. It could be that you'll be moving to a different department, or you're going to acquire something different from this business that you already own. But it's something different. It's something that you're gonna have to learn, but it's something that you will be very good at, to put it bluntly. Now, with the Five of Cups being here, this is sort of like a warning for you that this will not give you the same satisfaction as you have before, but it will give you that peace, and that you know, that contentment that you've been wanting for so long, which I don't think you know that you wanted that peace at all. You were so used to the stress, you were so used to, you know, just finding faults in everything that you do at your work. It could be, you know, you could be like an engineer, you could be someone who deals with like projects, someone who is a troubleshooter for your company, and while you're being paid very well, it's also very stressful. So you know, this underlying energy of you wanting some time, of you making that decision to focus on the core of your being, and not just, you know, not just go through this endless spiral of stress. You could be having problems with your own relationship, with the Hierophant being here and the Lovers. You could, you know, this could also be a gift of you, for some of you, this could be a gift of you being able to finally fix your relationship with, you know, with the person that you're with your partner, with your family. Because when these two cards appear, it could also be an indication of, you know, of love, of commitment, of relationship. So that's a very particular energy for some of you, but for most of you, this has something to do about moving into a different type of work. Now, maybe we should ask Spirit how this is gonna happen. So we both know, we know already that, you know, you're gonna do something different from what you've done before. It could be a new job, or it could be, you know, you getting into a committed relationship, or you fixing the relationship that you already have. So Spirit, how is this going to happen for pile number 2? How are things gonna be better for them, or do they have triggers or something? Let's get your cards first. Okay, so you have here the Eight of Matches, or the Eight of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords upright, and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands in reverse. How is this gonna happen? You have here the Death card in reverse, and the Moon upright. Okay. Underneath the deck, you have Temperance. Temperance in reverse. So again, Sagittarius energy. Okay, so I think that how is this gonna happen for you? It's not gonna happen in the way that you want it, which is very, very fast. Sagittarius energy is something, and the fire energy, they're usually fast. Like the king of, like the knight of wands, it's a very brash energy. It's a very fast energy, and with temperance being here in reverse, you know, it literally talks about impatience. So this will happen quite slow, with the eight of matches being here in reverse. You know, after all, learning takes time, courtship takes time, wedding preparations take time, so it's not gonna happen like all of a sudden. It's not going to come to you as a surprise. It's something that you will know, it's something that you will prepare for. With the king of needles here, um it's something that, you know, you would require you to, you know, have this certain discipline of just pursuing whatever it is that you will be doing. If you'll be landing a new job, which you most likely will, at least for most of you, you'll be landing a different role. Let's say if you were before like a people manager, you would move into an individual contributor role. So that's not something that you're used to. I mean, you could have been used to the stress of dealing with people, but right now you're going to move to, let's say, a department where you're going to troubleshoot problems, do projects and stuff. It's very demanding, yes, but it gives you less thing to think about, because the only thing that you need to worry about is yourself. That's just an example. So while it may not fit with your preference, just be sure to, you know, continue striving for it, because there is a warning here with the death card in reverse. This will not come without challenges. You will at one point think that this isn't really for you, because it's not, you know, it's not working out for you in the first, probably in the first week or in the first month of you being into that job, or of you being into that relationship, or of you doing this new thing that you were being given. So just be careful about that. And with the moon card being here, um I think that if there's anything that, if there's anything that you'll feel better about, it's at the end of this journey, once everything has finished. And this is a very particular energy. Whatever journey you will go through, be it with this new job, this new role, this new business, or this new relationship that's coming for you, you will realize, pile number two, that you've deprived yourself of peace and tranquility for such a long time. With the moon card being here, that's when you will realize that there are other things that you need to focus on. I'm sorry, I'm just getting this image where there is a child which you could have, you know, spent less time with. That could be true for some of you. Could be that some of you are, you know, parents, or have had, you know, or has a child with someone, and they didn't really, you know, decide to get married. And there are things underneath your life right now which you've thrown under the rug. It could be you haven't visited your parents for such a long time. You haven't you know, spent time with your kid for such a long time, because you're so focused on providing that you forget that it's not just money that they need. So with this new gift for you, you'll be given a chance to not just, you know, give time for yourself and explore something new, which will give you better, you know, understanding, better relationship, better knowledge of, you know, the things that you don't yet know. And of course, it will give you the chance to deal with things which you know, but you choose to ignore. Okay, so as a last part, let's ask spirit, if you decide to push through with this newfound thing that you will have, this newfound thing that will make things better for you, you know, your career, your love life, your, basically the things that you've so long forgotten to take care of. What are you going to get out of it, apart from, you know, a new job? What is the hidden gift that pile 2 will get from these things when they become better for them? You have the Knight of Matches, upright. I did say kanina, the Knight of Wands is a very fast moving energy. So again, you'll get that adventure back. You'll get that, that energy of life back. Justice in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. So what's gonna change? What are you gonna get? And Ace of Matches. Yeah. Okay. So the Knight of Wands and this Ace of Matches, they sort of sandwich these two things which you are going to get over of. So you've been working so hard, not stopping. So there is a sort of imbalance in the way that you're doing things, in your prioritization of the things that you need to focus on. Let's say you need to spend time with your kids or your family or your girlfriend or your fiance, and you've been just working harder, just focusing on your job. So, and then this Two of Matches, there could be some travel which you decide to forgo before, and that could be something that you will try to revisit right now, because your cards start and end. The Ace of Matches is looking here, the Knight of Matches is looking there. So these two problems that you've had for the longest time, not being able to balance the things that you need to balance, and going where you need to be, these are going to be resolved, because you will find this new energy and the chance, the opportunity to just really find your balance, have, I don't know, look at things more fairly, I guess, on what you need to focus on, family and work. And then the Two of Matches, you probably, this is a very particular energy, but there's there's somewhere that you have to be. It could be like a long distance travel, or somewhere that probably your family or this job of yours would give you some sort of break into a vacation you could be planning, or you could have planned the vacation long before, which you never really got the chance to take because you don't take leaves or something. So those will be resolved, because you'll be given the chance, and you'll be given the energy and the guidance to follow through with the resolution of these things. So that's it, pile number 2. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, comment down below. If you want me to check on anything, do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Psyche Libertina, since I post random message readings over there. And I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video, pile number 2. Bye. Hey there, pal number 3. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose itong LinestriderTarot natin, this is gonna be a reading regarding what's getting better for you soon. So I have your pre-shuffled oracle cards just to check on yung energy ninyo, or the energy of the situation. If you're not able to resonate with this energy, then please feel free to check the other piles. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. And similarly, if you're not able to resonate with any of the energies of the 3 piles, then most likely there isn't any message for you on this video. So to start, we have shooting star confirmation. Nice way to start. Whatever your question is, that's confirmation that this is the pile for you. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Barriers, number 13. A lot of boundaries. Flexibility in reverse. Earth, persistence, patience, and practicality. And this 7th house, I relate. This is the house of partnerships. Here is where we can see the personal relationships that involve commitment or cooperation of some sort. Marriage, spiritual union, agreement, societies, and business partnerships in reverse. So that is Libra. Libra energy. Mm, Libra and Venusian energy. So I did say a lot of barriers, and then you have here the seventh house in reverse. Um, what is your problem with setting boundaries, pile number three? Okay, so let's talk about your cards first. The seventh house here um talks about expanding your social circle, basically your friends, like it says here, your relationships, just putting boundaries on them. The Libran energy is very precise and calculated. It's someone who just really wants it's the energy who wants balance on everything, wants things to be fair, as is with the scales. So with both of your Libran cards here being in reverse, and both of them saying, talking about balance and winning something, what is it that there actually, I'm not asking. Um there could be something that you're trying to okay, get it. There is something in your life right now, pile number three, which you are being asked to wait. You're being asked to wait, but for some reason, you're in a hurry and you're not able to adjust to the situation. Whatever it is that you're waiting for, we'll get clarification on the cards later. But the thing that you're waiting for, it's not actually turning out the way that you want it to turn out. I think that with flexibility here in reverse and with that doorway, there could be some form of travel that you're trying to wait for. Sorry about that. There could be some form of movement, some travel, with the earth card being here. Probably a job that you're waiting for, a change in scenery, with the dragons being here. And yeah, you could be moving to a different home as well with this card being here. I just noticed there's like a house there, or a boat that looks like a house. Um, So yeah, there could be some travel, some movement here, with a shooting star here being confirmation. It's actually something that you already have there. Okay, for some of you, there could be some of you are trying to get into another country. Some who applied for a petition, some who applied for a work there. And while you know that you already have the job and that you're gonna be hired, the timing is really off right now. You could have been, you could have planned to move elsewhere, let's say 2 months ago, but for some reason, with COVID, the pandemic and everything, the restrictions are continuously changing, so you're getting frustrated and you're sort of like feeling defeated in this whole situation already. Now with flexibility in reverse here, I think that you're being called, or you're being called out, at least for this specific reading, that you need to just really you need to balance out being persistent and really going for what you want, and for that thing that you've been working so hard to get, but at the same time being patient and practical enough to understand that things, there are just really some things that you cannot control. Now with flexibility here, I see here like a doorway of opportunity for you, but you have to pass through these woods with a lot of like bamboo, yeah, bamboo trees, and they're both bent inward. So it's more of like there is an adjustment that is required from you. It's strengthening your core, because if you're gonna leave right now, let me look at this one. If you're gonna leave right now, pile number three, you know your destination, yes, but you're not really sure if the travel there is going to be the same as you've expected. You still have a lot of things to deal with at home. So that's why this home is here. There is still a lot of things that you need to deal with at home. Probably the reason why you're being delayed is there could be, there could be like an energy of, there could be like someone who needs you at home still. There could be like a child involved here. There could be like a spouse that doesn't want you to leave right now. There could be a relationship that's hanging on this thread. Yeah, with the Venusian energy as well here in roses, they depict love and relationships. But you will have this, based on the shooting star confirmation, you will have this pile number 3. It's just that it's not gonna happen at the time that you want it to happen, and it's something that you need to respect. Divine timing is something that you need to respect. So let's look at your tarot and see. I think I want to keep both of these Libran cards. Let's look at your tarot and see what specific thing is this that's getting better for you. So we know that you're going to go, you're going to leave. But what is this thing that's gonna get better for you? This deck really just shuffles like a dream. And funny story, probably why I'm using this deck for you. This is the deck where I started to really like read tarot. Not really the first deck, but it's more of where I started to read for other people. So it could be, you know, something. It could also be an indication for you, where it could be like the start of something new for you as well. So let's ask Spirit. Spirit. Okay, that was fast. What is this thing that's getting better for pile number 3? What's this thing that's getting better for them? Is it the situation? Is it the situation? Is it the travel time? Okay. So we have here the 7 of Cups, the Devil in reverse, the Death card upright, the Emperor upright. So yeah, there could be someone like and the 4 of Swords. Okay. Back of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So what's getting better for you? Pile number 3. I think that you're looking for a fresh start. Pile number 3. And that's something that will be given to you with a little faith and a little patience. The 4 of Swords does talk about resting, not really like stagnancy of some sort. But I think that for this reading, it's more of like the positive note in terms of the energy being a little slower than usual. So let's talk about the 7 of Cups and the Devil in reverse. I think that one of the things that you need to that will be resolved with this whole situation that's going for you. The Devil card talks about things that, you know, we don't want to deal with and we don't want to change. So it's a form of it's a restrictive energy, but if you look at it on a positive note, it pushes you to deal with things that you need to change in order to be a better version of yourself. Now with the 7 of Cups here, and you can see here that the woman here is like sort of bleeding herself to death. You're being taught to really just be patient and not force it on yourself to the point that you've exhausted every resource that you have just to be able to move and have this fresh start at your life. The Death card is a very transformative energy, and with it centering your card, then yes, it is guaranteed. With the confirmation card earlier, it is guaranteed that this will be a fresh start for you. It will be something that will give you the opportunity to, you know, live a better life, live a more controlled, be in a more controlled environment. But it takes patience, my dear pile number 3. With the 10 of Swords being here, I think that you're afraid, or I think that you're afraid of this going south, na parang it's not gonna happen anymore. But the 10 of Swords is an energy of rebirth, similar to the Death card. But the fact that this is in reverse right now, you're not able to accept things for what they are. You don't want to accept the delay. You don't want to be thankful for the delay, at which it gives you more time to deal with whatever it is that you need to deal with wherever you are right now. There is a lot of movement in your card, but the way that it's gonna happen, it's going to be quite slow. Okay, Pile number 3. So what's getting better for you is you're gonna be given a chance to restart your life. Whatever it is that you did before, whatever it is that you want to run away from, and there are a couple of things that you want to run away from here, and I don't know what they are. It could be that you've had your heart broken of some sort, or you broke someone's heart and it's haunting you in a certain form. It could be that you have a failed marriage of some sort, and that's something that you want to leave behind. It could be that you're not in good terms with people who are very close to you. It could be your sister, it could be your not just your spouse but your parents. You could also feel that in your current place right now, or where you are right now, it's very restrictive. You can't really go for what you want. You can't go for what you for you can't go explore things that you want to explore. So you feel very restricted in your current situation. But pile number 3, it's going to change, okay? It's going to be better for you. You're going to be given that power and that autonomy to live your life the way that you want to, but it does not come easy. It does not come fast. It requires you to be in this state where you're very stable already. You can see here with the lion that it's resting, but it's at peace with how it's resting. And I mean, it's aligned with like a, what's that, like a snake, like a snake for a crown. So it's something that's very cunning, something that's very, very alert, even in whichever environment. Even if like sea snakes, they're very alert even underwater. So it's something that you just have to accept. Okay, but it's changing for you. It's going to be better for you. This life that you want to live is something that will be given to you at its perfect time, and it is already in motion. It's already in motion with these 2 cards here. It's already in motion, pile number 3, but you have to wait. You can't force it. Okay, so let's ask spirit, how is it gonna happen? If there are delays in this, how is it gonna happen for you? How are you gonna move from being in this stuck energy or stuck where you are right now into being in a situation where you have your power, you have you're able to influence your life the way that you want to live it? So spirit, how is this change of scenery, this change of lifestyle, this change of situation going to happen for pile 3? You have there the Fool and the 8 of Swords, and this Fool card doesn't have a face. So yeah, it's going to be a clean slate for you. And you may want to watch the first part of this series, which is why the Fool card is here. There could be a message for you there. You have your Strength in reverse, 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands falling right underneath the Emperor. Such wonderful energy. And the Tower. Yeah. So things are changing. Things are changing quite slow. It's going to be shocking, but it's going to happen slow. And then Queen of Wands underneath the deck. Okay, so you are in this energy, and I remember this Queen of Wands, and I think I need to share it with you. This Queen of Wands energy for this specific deck. They say that the Queen of Wands is this motherly energy, or this feminine energy who you would want to meet at the back alley bar. So they're that driven, they're that and my sprayer says yes, they're that driven, they're that they're that aggressive. And this is an energy that you're embodying right now. So how is this going to happen for you? It's going to give you a fresh start, yes, but first it needs to resolve the internal issues that you have. You need to resolve whatever issue you have with these persons or with these people in your life. There is indeed, yes, a restrictive energy. There is something that you are regretting, or that you regret having or doing, or whatever it is. You need to resolve that first, because you're not going to be given the strength to move and appreciate and basically receive these blessings if you're not able to fix the mess that you will leave behind. Pile numbers, it's a very particular energy, and that's something that you really need to fix. Now, with the strength card being here, falling in reverse underneath death card, you don't have to be afraid of not being able to move forward. And that's how it's gonna happen. It's going to force you to really just fix things, really just face it point blank. Look at your past with a fresh, with fresh eyes. Whatever it is that you did before, whatever it is that, that you're running away from, because the Fool is about having a new beginning. And I kept on saying earlier, this is something that will give you a fresh start from these two energies. And whatever these two energies are, you need to face it and resolve it, because that is restricting you from getting all of these blessings. Now, remember that saying, um you have to you have to make peace with your past so that it doesn't screw your present and it won't further screw your future. So that is a very, very apt message for you. And with the Four of Wands being here, falling underneath this Emperor card, I don't that's like really just a very positive energy where you get to have your power, you get to dictate however it is you want to live your life, and everything is just going to fall into place right after. You don't even have to force it. You don't even have to try. Once you get out of this energy, once you really restart everything, the only way that you can restart things is if you throw away the old and in with the new. And you cannot throw away the old if you're not able to let go with it. And the only way that you can let go with these is to make peace with it. Not really to, be friends with whoever if they did you wrong. It's just really being at peace with whatever has happened in the past. Now, with the Tower card being here and the Four of Wands falling in conjunction with each other, such a very abrupt energy being, being mellowed down by a more slower or a more mellow energy. So these changes will be, it's going to be life changing, definitely, but it's gonna happen in the back end. It's not something that will, parang just burst in your face that you'll be shocked. It's going to be a process, and it's going to deal with things not just in your environment, but also inward. It's going to resolve things that you've been running away from for so long, and that's something that's going to be better for you, pile number 2. um I think that for this particular energy, there is a lot of you have a lot of baggage which you don't want to deal with, and it keeps on showing up over and over with the Devil card here, Ten of Swords here, Eight of Swords here, Seven of Cups here, and those images and depictions. And with the Fool card starting, how it's gonna happen for you, it's gonna happen the moment that you face these things that you've been running from in the past. So let's now ask Tarot, what's going to be the hidden gift that you're gonna get if you decide to heed the advice. Okay, pile number 3. So Spirit, what's gonna be the hidden gift um okay, let's take this one too. For pile number 3, if they decide to listen and just really deal with this. Okay, so you have here the Two of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Cups. Could be reconciliation. Two of Wands in reverse, and the Empress falling right there in the Emperor. All right, so yeah, this has something to do with the relationship or someone that you've hurt, or you've been in a bad situationship with in the past. The Two of Swords in reverse, looking at the Knight of Cups, you have this basically one of the gifts that you will get if you follow this through, if you resolve the past. And you do have the Four of Wands here. You have the Four of Wands, the Empress, and the Emperor. So there could be clear reconciliation with someone that, someone who has hurt you or someone you've hurt. Clearly that one is a love reading. I did not intend for it to be a love reading, but right now it's turning out to be one. So and with the Libra energy here, Libra is, it talks about, being balanced and So the yin, the yang, the female, the male. So with the Knight of Cups being here, it could be an indication that, um, it could be a fresh start. It could be a fresh start again, or a restart of your previous relationship with someone. It doesn't have to be romantic, but really, the secret gift or the hidden gift for this reading for you, my dear pile number 3, would be reconciliation with someone that you love. Doesn't have to be romantic, but someone who's really, really close to your heart. With the Two of Wands being here in reverse, and again, it's a bunny, and bunnies, they talk about, fertility and just having babies and stuff. That travel, that movement, that's gonna come for you. You will have it along with this reconciliation. So it could be that the one that you're running, and this is a very particular message, okay, the one that you're running away from could be the same person that you will run away with. Okay, so this person that you're running away from, whatever situationship you've had here, and you're trying to run away from it, which is why you want to move, you could move with this person. It could be a fresh start for the both of you, but either way, this will be a reconciliation for you. The Emperor, the Empress, and the Four of Wands, that's literally like high vibe marriage or high vibe reconciliation, high vibe relationship. So it's really a very happy energy, and I'm very happy for you if you get to resolve whatever marital issues you've had, if that is the particular, if that resonates for you, if you have like parental issues with this person or whoever, if you've had a long time friend and if you had a sort of like falling out, then it's going to marry together and just fix everything for you. But you need to have the courage to face it first and deal with the past. Okay, pile number 3. So that's it. Pile number 3, thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want me to check on anything. Do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Psyche Libertina, since I post random message readings over there. And yeah, I hope this was able to help you, pile number 3, and I will see you on your next reading. Bye.